There's a lot of personalities on set. How were they all managed, and what was special about this?
Well, I just told those stupid actors to get out of my way.
Don Johnson epitomized the glamorous excess of 1980s television, transforming from an unknown actor into a cultural phenomenon whose white linen suits and stubbled jaw redefined masculine style for an entire generation. His portrayal of Detective Sonny Crockett in Miami Vice transcended mere entertainment to become a lifestyle statement, influencing fashion trends and popularizing the sun-soaked aesthetic that dominated the Reagan era. Behind the designer sunglasses and Ferrari Testarossa, however, existed a fiercely ambitious performer whose relentless pursuit of creative control frequently collided with equally determined personalities. Johnson's journey from financial obscurity to superstardom had been marked by years of rejection and near bankruptcy, experiences that forged an uncompromising determination to protect his newfound success at any cost. The meteoric rise brought unprecedented power within television production, but also attracted competitors, collaborators, and colleagues who challenged his authority or threatened his carefully constructed image. Johnson's perfectionist tendencies and obsessive attention to detail created workplace environments where artistic vision often clashed with personal ego. These confrontations weren't merely backstage squabbles between temperamental actors, but calculated battles for dominance within an industry where perception determined career longevity. The high-stakes world of network television demanded strategic alliances and ruthless competition, breeding conflicts that would define Johnson's relationships with 6 particular actors, whose ambitions proved incompatible with his own territorial instincts and unshakable belief in his creative superiority. 6. Philip Michael Thomas. The partnership between Don Johnson and Philip Michael Thomas as Miami Vice detectives should have represented television's perfect buddy cop dynamic, yet their 5-season collaboration became a masterclass in professional jealousy and creative hierarchy. Thomas arrived expecting equal billing and collaborative storytelling, only to discover that Johnson had already established himself as the series' undisputed focal point and primary creative voice. Johnson's immediate assertion of dominance over wardrobe choices, dialogue delivery, and character development left Thomas feeling relegated to sidekick status despite his co-lead billing. Don treated every script meeting like his personal workshop, revealed series writer Dick Wolf. The disparity became obvious when Johnson's Crockett received the majority of romantic storylines and dramatic showcase moments, while Thomas's Tubbs remained largely reactive. The salary negotiations exposed the true extent of their unequal partnership, with Johnson commanding significantly higher compensation and back-end participation deals. Thomas's attempts to secure comparable financial terms were consistently blocked by Johnson's influence with executive producer Michael Mann. Behind-the-scenes tensions reached their zenith when Thomas suggested storylines that would elevate his character's importance within the series' mythology. Johnson's immediate resistance to sharing narrative spotlight created an atmosphere where every creative decision became a territorial battle. Philip wanted partnership, but Don needed supremacy, observed casting director Bonnie Timmerman. The professional animosity extended beyond the show's conclusion, with Thomas publicly criticizing Johnson's ego-driven approach to collaboration. 5. Cybill Shepherd. The intersection of Don Johnson and Cybill Shepherd's careers during the golden age of 1980s television created an immediate clash between 2 equally demanding stars, whose egos refused to accommodate shared spotlight. Shepherd's reputation for tardiness and temperamental behavior on the moonlighting set became ammunition for Johnson's criticism of her professionalism, while her critical acclaim threatened his position as television's reigning dramatic performer. Their initial encounter at industry functions revealed fundamental disagreements about work ethic and artistic responsibility. Cybill would arrive hours late and expect everyone to accommodate her schedule, Johnson complained to colleagues. His military-precise approach to production scheduling conflicted directly with Shepherd's notorious disregard for call times and rehearsal commitments. The professional animosity intensified when Shepard's romantic entanglements with co-stars became tabloid entertainment that Johnson viewed as damaging to television's emerging respectability. Her public relationships and controversial statements contrasted sharply with Johnson's carefully managed image as a serious artist transitioning from modeling to legitimate acting. Industry observers noted Johnson's visible discomfort whenever Shepard's personal life overshadowed her professional achievements. Competition for primetime dominance became personal when critics began comparing their respective shows' cultural impact and dramatic merit. Johnson's frustration peaked when Moonlighting received Emmy nominations in categories where Miami Vice had been overlooked. Don couldn't tolerate another television star receiving recognition he felt belonged to him, revealed entertainment journalist Army Archard. Their mutual disdain culminated in public snubs at award ceremonies and industry parties, with both stars refusing to acknowledge each other's presence or achievements. The rivalry represented a broader battle for control over television's evolving prestige and artistic credibility during the medium's most transformative decade. 4. Bruce Willis. The emergence of Bruce Willis as television's newest leading man through Moonlighting created an immediate threat to Don Johnson's supremacy in the primetime landscape, sparking a rivalry that would define their respective approaches to stardom throughout the late 1980s. Willis's wisecracking detective, David Addison, represented a comedic alternative to Johnson's brooding intensity, dividing audience loyalty and industry attention between two distinctly different television personas. Johnson's established dominance in the action drama genre faced an unprecedented challenge when Willis's improvisational humor began earning critical praise and Emmy recognition. The younger actor's ability to blend comedy with genuine dramatic moments created a template that threatened to make Johnson's serious approach appear outdated. Bruce brought spontaneity that made Don's calculated performances look stiff by comparison, observed television critic Tom Shales. Their competitive dynamic escalated during award season campaigns where both actors vied for similar recognition and media coverage. Johnson's meticulous preparation for interviews and public appearances contrasted with Willis's casual confidence and natural charisma, creating stylistic differences that extended beyond their on-screen characters. Industry insiders noted Johnson's visible irritation when Willis received standing ovations at industry events. The philosophical divide deepened over their respective transitions from television to film careers, with Willis achieving immediate box office success, while Johnson struggled to replicate his small-screen appeal in theatrical releases. Don viewed Bruce's quick movie success as unearned and superficial, revealed talent agent Michael Vincent. 3. Eddie Murphy. The stratospheric success of Eddie Murphy's comedy empire during the 1980s created a source of profound envy for Don Johnson, whose television achievements paled in comparison to Murphy's box office dominance and cultural influence. While Johnson commanded respect within the television medium, Murphy's seamless transition from Saturday Night Live to blockbuster films represented the kind of crossover success that Johnson desperately craved but couldn't achieve. Murphy's ability to command $15 million per film, while Johnson struggled to secure decent movie roles, created a hierarchy that rankled the television star's ambitions. Don watched Eddie's career trajectory with barely concealed bitterness, revealed longtime industry observer Nikki Fink. The disparity became particularly galling when Murphy's improvisational comedic style earned critical respect alongside commercial triumph, while Johnson's dramatic pretensions received lukewarm reception from film critics. The professional jealousy reached its peak when Murphy began receiving offers for action comedy roles that Johnson's representatives had actively pursued. Eddie's name opened doors that remained permanently closed to Don, observed casting director Lynn Stallmaster. Johnson's private criticisms of Murphy's comedic approach as lowbrow entertainment reflected his frustration with an industry that valued commercial appeal over artistic sophistication. The rivalry embodied larger tensions between television respectability and film prestige during Hollywood's most commercially driven decade. 2. Michael Vincent. The collision between Don Johnson's perfectionist standards and Michael Vincent's self-destructive decline during a guest appearance on Nash Bridges created one of television's most uncomfortable production experiences. Vincent, once Hollywood's highest-paid television actor through Airwolf, arrived on set as a shadow of his former self, battling severe substance abuse issues that directly challenged Johnson's zero-tolerance approach to professional conduct. Johnson's reputation for maintaining rigorous production schedules clashed immediately with Vincent's inability to memorize lines or arrive punctually for filming. Michael would show up hours late, clearly impaired, and expect everyone to accommodate his condition. The stark contrast between Johnson's disciplined preparation and Vincent's chaotic unpredictability created tension that permeated the entire production crew. The situation deteriorated when Vincent's erratic behavior began affecting other actors' performances and threatening the episode's completion deadline. Johnson's attempts to maintain professional standards while accommodating Vincent's limitations led to heated confrontations about responsibility and respect for collaborative work. Don had no patience for excuses when millions of dollars were at stake, observed executive producer Carlton Cuse. Vincent's tragic circumstances as a fallen star battling addiction conflicted with Johnson's belief in personal accountability and professional excellence. The younger actor's inability to function at basic professional levels triggered Johnson's frustration with an industry that enabled destructive behavior through misplaced sympathy and continued employment opportunities. 1. Mickey Rourke. The fundamental clash between Don Johnson's commercial instincts and Mickey Rourke's uncompromising artistic integrity represented Hollywood's eternal struggle between entertainment value and dramatic credibility. Rourke's method acting approach and obsession with emotional authenticity stood in direct opposition to Johnson's pragmatic understanding of audience expectations and marketable performance, creating philosophical warfare that extended far beyond professional disagreement. Johnson's television success had been built on accessible charisma and broad appeal, while Rourke pursued increasingly challenging dramatic roles that alienated mainstream audiences. Mickey treated commercial considerations like artistic prostitution, observed director Taylor Hackford. Their different approaches to fame and public image created mutual contempt that poisoned industry gatherings and professional interactions. The rivalry intensified when Rourke's critical acclaim for Diner and Rumblefish earned serious dramatic recognition that Johnson craved but couldn't attain. Rourke's willingness to sacrifice physical appearance and commercial viability for authentic character portrayal contrasted sharply with Johnson's careful image management and calculated career choices. Don envied Mickey's critical respect while despising his commercial suicide, revealed entertainment journalist Peter Bart. The mutual disdain became legendary within industry circles, with both actors representing opposing philosophies about the purpose and responsibility of dramatic performance. Their conflict embodied the broader tension between artistic achievement and commercial success that defined 1980s Hollywood's cultural landscape. These conflicts revealed Johnson's relentless pursuit of creative control and industry dominance. His uncompromising standards, while creating friction, ultimately established television's new dramatic possibilities. Subscribe for more explosive behind-the-scenes revelations from entertainment's most competitive eras.